You can hear the noise from the racecourse ground already, can't you? The floodlights are humming, the atmosphere is absolutely electric, and the Red Dragons are preparing for one of those nights that define a season. Premier League opposition, Nottingham Forest coming to town. The magic of the FA Cup is the stuff dreams are made of. But hold on a second, stop the music, because while the cameras are focused on the pitch, there is a human tragedy playing out on social media that is absolutely gut-wrenching. It's raw, it's uncomfortable, and it's staring us right in the face. Imagine this scenario. You are a professional footballer. You are Josh Windass. You've just turned 32 years old today. It's your birthday. You are the main man at Wrexham, the Hollywood club. The eyes of the world are on you. You're preparing to go to war against a top-tier side. And then your phone buzzes. It's not a private text. It's not a quiet phone call. It is a public declaration of sorrow from your own father, broadcast to the entire world. We are talking about Dean Windass here, Hull City legend, a man who scored one of the most iconic goals in Wembley history, a proper football man, and he is publicly begging his son to talk to him. It's not about tactics today. It's not about 4-4-2 or expected goals. This is about a father and a son, and a silence that is screaming louder than any crowd at the racecourse. You think pressure is taking a penalty in the last minute? Try playing 90 minutes of high-intensity football, knowing the whole world has just read your dad's heart breaking in real time on the internet. It's heavy, it's messy, and it's the reality Josh Windass is walking into tonight.
Let's look at the context here because it's vital. Wrexham are flying. They are chasing the dream of the championship. They've got this FA Cup tie against Nottingham Forest, and let's be honest, everyone loves a giant killing. The racecourse is a fortress. The fans are expecting blood, sweat and tears. Josh Windass was signed to be a leader in moments like this. Since arriving in the summer, he's been the business. 7 goals, 4 assists, he's been pulling the strings. But behind that badge, behind the Hollywood glamour of Wrexham, there's clearly a massive disconnect in his personal life. We see the goals, we see the celebrations, but we don't see the empty seats at the dinner table. Dean Windass, now 56 years old, isn't in the stands cheering. He's on his phone, typing out a message that feels like a last resort. Why do we care? Because footballers aren't robots. We treat them like assets in a fantasy league, but they are human beings carrying baggage. And Josh, he's carrying a heavy load tonight. The timing of this is what makes it so brutal. It's the morning of the match. It's his birthday. Most dads would send a card or a private WhatsApp. Dean felt he had no other choice but to go public. That tells you everything you need to know about the distance between them. It's a chasm. And you have to wonder, how does Phil Parkinson, the gaffer, handle this? Do you pull the player aside? Do you ignore it and focus on Forest? It's a distraction you don't need when you're trying to knock out a Premier League side. But it's there, it's the elephant in the dressing room.
Right, let's get into the thick of it. This is the moment that made everyone stop scrolling and take a breath. Dean Windass didn't just tweet happy birthday, he poured his soul out. Here's exactly what he wrote on X, formerly Twitter. Listen to the desperation in his words. Just want to wish my Josh happy 32nd birthday. Good luck tonight against Nottingham Forest in the FA Cup from a very proud dad. Miss you. Life's too short, Josh. This is breaking me heart. Please get in touch. Read that again. Life's too short. Breaking me heart. Please get in touch. This isn't a PR statement. This isn't managed by an agent. This is a dad sitting somewhere feeling the weight of estrangement and just throwing a bottle into the ocean hoping his son picks it up. He's watching from the outside. He knows his son is playing the biggest game of the season on his birthday and he can't even call him. It's absolutely crushing. Dean is a character, right? We know him from Sky Sports. We know him as the Joker, the tough striker. But this is vulnerability at its peak. He's stripping away the ego and just begging for contact. And doing it on the day Josh is supposed to be the hero for Wrexham. That is a collision of worlds that you just can't script.
Now, you might be thinking, Rodrigo, why aren't they talking? What's gone wrong? Well, hold on to your hats, because this part of the story is absolutely mental. It's shocking. We know Dean Windass has been battling demons. Post-retirement life hasn't been easy. But in January last year, the news broke that the ex-Premier League striker had been diagnosed with dementia. It's a cruel, terrifying disease. Dean has admitted it scares him to death. But here is the kicker. Here is the detail that makes your stomach turn. Josh Windass didn't find out from his dad. He didn't find out from a family meeting. He found out in a coffee shop from a teammate. I'm not joking. Josh was sitting there, minding his own business, and his Sheffield Wednesday teammate at the time, Max Lowe, just casually mentions it. Sorry to hear about your dad's dementia. Can you imagine that hit? Josh is sitting there with his latte, and suddenly his world spins. His reaction? Oh, that's news to me. That is tragic. It's beyond dysfunctional. It highlights a breakdown in communication that goes so deep, a son has to learn about his father's brain disease from a work colleague. Josh admitted later that he speaks sometimes to his brother who looks out for Dean, but the direct line, it's clearly cut. He said at the time his dad was still sound and recognised him, but the gap remains.
So, how does Josh Windass step onto the pitch at the Racecourse tonight? He's a professional, yes. He's been around the block. Rangers, Sheffield Wednesday, now Wrexham. He knows how to tune out the noise. But this isn't just noise. This is family. Wrexham needs him. The fans need him. The club is owned by Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney. They love a narrative, but I doubt they wanted this one. Josh has been a revelation for the Red Dragons. He's got that spark, that ability to turn a game on its head. Against a team like Nottingham Forest, you need your number 10 to be sharp. You need him finding pockets of space, not worrying about his phone notifications. Tactically, Forest will be quick. They are a Premier League side. If Josh is half a second slow because his mind is drifting to his dad's tweet, Wrexham will get punished. It's that simple. The margins at this level are microscopic. But there's another angle. Maybe this fuels him. Maybe he goes out there and plays with a fire in his belly. I'll show you. Or maybe I'm doing this for me. Athletes are strange creatures. Sometimes trauma makes them sharper, but it's a massive gamble.
Let's go back to Dean for a minute. The man is 56. He's not old, but he's facing a condition that steals time. Dementia is a thief, and Dean knows it. He's become an advocate, talking about the dangers of heading the ball, trying to save the next generation. But he's watching his own clock tick down, and the one thing he wants, a relationship with his lad, is slipping away. He's posted cryptic stuff before. He's acknowledged the rumours about Josh moving clubs. There was talk of a return to Rangers in December. Dean was posting about it, keeping tabs on his son's career like a fan. He's admitted he's cried watching Josh play at Ibrox. The pride is there, the love is there, but the connection is severed. It's a tragedy of modern football, isn't it? The glitz, the money, the fame, but underneath it all, people are just broken. Dean Windass gave his life to the game, and now the game has taken a toll on his health, and somewhere along the line, the family unit fractured.
Look, I'm not a family counsellor, I'm a football writer, but this hits hard. We spend so much time analysing VAR decisions and transfer fees that we forget these guys are human.
Dean Windass going public is a desperate move. Some might say it's manipulative to do it on match day. Others will say it's a cry for help from a sick man who loves his son. It's probably a bit of both. But for Josh, it's a nightmare scenario. To find out your dad has dementia in a coffee shop is unforgivable. Not on the person who said it, but on the situation that allowed it to happen. And now to have your birthday message be a plea for contact, it's heavy. My verdict, tonight's game against Nottingham Forest is secondary. I know, it's the FA Cup, it's Wrexham, it's huge, but life is, as Dean said, too short. Whatever has happened between them, whatever caused the silence, you hope they can sort it out before the disease takes more of Dean away. Football is beautiful, but it's not worth losing your family over.
So, eyes on the racecourse tonight. When Josh Windass walks out of that tunnel, look at his face, look at the focus. Is he there, or is he thinking about the old man? Nottingham Forest will be tough, they are the favourites, but Wrexham has magic in their boot. If Josh scores tonight, if he bangs one in the top corner, who does he think of? Does he point to the camera? Does he keep it stone cold? It's going to be an emotional roller coaster. The FA Cup always delivers drama, but usually it's on the grass. Tonight, the real story is in the silence between a father and a son. What would you do? If you were Josh, would you call him before the game, or do you block it out? It's a question that's impossible to answer until you're in those boots. Enjoy the game, folks, but remember, the hardest battles are often fought off the pitch. What a mess. What a story. Stay tuned.